Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Thursday, May 19, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our betting picks. Boston Red Sox vs Seattle Mariners. Our team pick is Boston Red Sox minus 1.5 runs. And here is why. The Seattle Mariners were picked to be one of the weaker teams in the league before the season, but they have turned some heads after 37 games. They are currently in 4th place in the AL West. On the offensive side of the field, they are scoring 3.81 runs per game and hitting .231 as a team. This is the 21st least amount of runs scored per game and the 19th highest overall team batting average. They need to start stringing together some hits if they want to start challenging teams on the offensive side of the field. Seattle is also one of the most aggressive base running teams in the league. They have already stolen 19 bases, which is the 13th most in the MLB. They aim to get their players into the scoring portion as quickly as they can, as they haven't been consistent enough at the plate to trust that they can score a man from first base. The Mariners have also shown that they have some hidden power littered throughout their lineup. They are averaging .98 home runs per game, which is the 15th highest average in the league. They can change the game with one swing of the bat, and I expect them to be aggressive at the plate. I would recommend watching for Eugenio Suarez at the plate in this one. He has already hit 7 home runs, and I would bet that he attempts for another one off the Red Sox's weak pitching rotation. They are currently allowing 3.87 runs per game and have a combined team whip rating of 1.19. This is the 19th most runs allowed per game and the 12th lowest overall team whip rating. They are cutting down on the number of base runners that they allow, but they are still underperforming when they are in the field. The weakest part of their team has been the starting pitching, as they have only recorded 7 quality starts this season. This is the 25th least amount of quality starts recorded, as the Sox have been forced to rely on their bullpen more than they would like early in these games. The Red Sox defense would look much better if they could avoid problems with their starting pitching, as their fielding has gotten the job done up until this point. They have only committed 18 fielding errors, which is the 11th least in baseball. They are keeping the ball in front of themselves and always know where to go to get the nearest out. According to MLB.com, Rich Hill will be getting the start on the mound in this game. He has started this season 1-1 with a 2.89 ERA. He also has a 1.11 whip rating, which is one of the lowest on his team. Hill has pitched in 28.0 innings this season, and I expect him to be aggressive early in this game. He has already recorded 24 strikeouts this season, and he will be looking for more. I will be riding with the home team in this matchup. The Boston Red Sox are the better defensive team, and I see Rich Hill performing better than George Kirby. Kirby has only pitched in 10.0 innings this season, and I don't believe he has seen enough action to take down the Red Sox in the first game of this 4-game series. Boston also has the 12th highest overall team batting average, as they have shown that they can put the ball in play and force the defense to make plays. I don't believe the Mariners will be able to do this, as they have committed the 14th most fielding errors this season. Seattle is also allowing the 21st most runs scored to begin this new season. Boston will break through on the offensive side of the field and cover the run line spread in this game, minus 1.5. I also see the Mariners struggling on the offensive side of the field, as Rich Hill is primed for a quality start in this one. He will continue to attack Seattle when they are at the plate, and he will continue to strike more batters out. Our total pick is under 8.5 runs. And here is why. We talked about their offenses, and neither starting pitcher has been known to shut down lineups to the point where we should expect this to be a low-scoring game. Both teams' pitching staffs have struggled as they are in the bottom half of the league, as Seattle is 19th in the sport with a 3.82 team ERA, while Boston is currently tied with the Oakland Athletics for 15th with a 3.79 ERA. The over has hit in 16 of the last 21 games against one another, so go with over 8.5 runs in this game as well. Chicago Cubs vs Arizona Diamondbacks. Our team pick is Diamondbacks for the win. Just when it seemed like Arizona might be turning things around, they find themselves battling another losing streak. They've lost 6 in a row overall, through getting swept by the Dodgers during their midweek slate isn't necessarily a surprise. Having lost 2 of 3 to Chicago, while at home, was far from ideal though, yet this group still sees its record sitting at 18-21. Their losing record at home isn't ideal, but going on the road against a fellow team who was expected to be in the basement of the National League, they won't be daunted. The NL West is a battle, and the Diamondbacks know that they need to find wins against teams like Chicago if they want to at least battle for a wild card spot in the National League. Injuries aren't coming at the most ideal time for Arizona on the season though. From a lineup perspective, they continue to be without Nick Ahmed, illness, and Carson Kelly, oblique. Adding in 2 relievers and a starter also out, depth could be problematic. The one to keep an eye on though is the status of Ketelmart, hand, who comes into the series opener questionable. The last few years have seen the Cubs slowly drop off in the National League, and while they still sport a rough record at 15-20, they have finally strung together their best baseball of the season. They come into Thursday's home game having won 4 games in a row and 6 of their last 8, finding a way to pull ahead of Pittsburgh into 3rd in the NL Central standings. Surprisingly though, a return to Wrigley Field might not be so welcome for this group. They have a 9-9 record on the road and a 6-11 record at home. Having just taken 2 of 3 on the weekend against Arizona last week, it'll be interesting to see how that confidence pans out in their return home on Thursday. Injuries are a major concern for Chicago, and it shouldn't come as a surprise to see them struggle from a depth perspective, even as soon as in Thursday's opener. From a lineup perspective, they are without a handful of starters, namely Jason Hayward, illness, Nico Horner, ankle, Clint Frazier, appendix, David Bote, shoulder, and Nick Madrigal, back. With that many starters out, most teams would find wins tough to come by. Adding in another 5 relievers and 3 starters out, and depth is a major worry. Even though they'll be going on the road in this one, the Diamondbacks will get this series started with a win on Thursday night. It'll all start on the mound, with the tale of 2 pitchers going in opposite directions. Golan has been one of the best in the National League this season, and considering he already has a great start under his belt against the Cubs this season, he'll have that confidence and momentum to lean on. On the other side, Stroman has struggled this season, and until he becomes more reliable on a nightly basis, it's difficult to put a ton of stock into what he can do. Neither offense is likely to light up the scoreboard, and Arizona's massive advantage on the mound will be more than enough for them to come away with the win. Our total pick is under the total. And here is why. At the plate, Chicago is 15th in team batting average at .235, 15th in on-base percentage with .313 and 17th in slugging percentage with .370. The Cubs have 146 runs scored, which is 18th for an average of 4.17 runs per game. Patrick Wisdom is the leader in home runs for Chicago with 6, and Wilson Contreras has hit 5. Seiya Suzuki is the leader in RBIs with 18, and Wisdom is second with 17. Contreras has had a consistent start to the season with 7 doubles, 1 triple, 5 home runs and 14 runs batted in. Chicago has 9 hitters with 10 RBIs or more. Chicago has 60 doubles, 5 triples and 28 home runs for 93 extra base hits through the first 35 games. Houston Astros vs Texas Rangers. Our team pick is Houston minus 1.5 runs, and here is why. The Rangers have thus far had mixed results from their free agency spending spree on an all-star middle infield. Corey Seager has stepped in and is the team leader in home runs, hits and total bases. While he is hitting just .242, he does lead the team with a 1.3 WAR thus far. His middle infield mate, 2B Marcus Semien, has been a Texas-sized failure thus far. Semien is hitting just .157, has an OBP of just .223, and, heading into Wednesday night's series finale against the Angels, has yet to hit a home run despite 47 long balls last year. On Wednesday night, the Rangers got a 3-for-4 night from catcher Jonah Heim and solo home runs from Brad Miller and Cole Calhoun to break a 2-2 tie and led 4-2 heading into the ninth. The Angels rallied to tie the score on a 2-run home run off Matt Bush and then scratched across a run in the one-off to steal a win from the Rangers. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Once again, the Houston Astros find themselves atop the AL West division in 2022 after a slow start. The Astros have won the division 4 times in the last 5 years, including 3 straight seasons with over 100 wins. The Astros have seemingly made the adjustment without all-star Carlos Correa, and the team's offense is once again clicking. DH Yordan Alvarez has taken his place at the top of the Astros pecking order as he is once again putting up MVP numbers out of the 4 spot in the lineup. Alvarez leads the team in home runs, total bases, slugging percentage, OBP and OPS. The lineup has also seen the return of Jose Altuve from the Illinois and the resurgence of ageless first baseman Yuli Gurriel. On Wednesday in Boston, the Astros bats were silenced by a complete Game 2 hitter by Nick Pivetta. Just one day removed from scoring 13 runs with 5 bombs, the Astros' only run came courtesy of the long ball once again as Jose Altuve belted his 8th in the first inning. Houston is now 24-13 on the season. On paper this one seems to be a bit of a mismatch in favor of the Astros. Valdez has elevated himself near the top of the Astros rotation as he continues to grow as a starting pitcher. He comes off his longest outing of the season and has allowed just 6 earned runs in his last 4 starts after being roughed up by the Angels back on April 19. The Astros lineup is also clicking at the moment, highlighted by a 5-home run inning against Boston ace Nathan Eovaldi on Tuesday night. Look for the Astros to continue their hot hitting against Otto with the team's quality right-handed bats like Altuve, Gurriel, and Alex Bregman. The Astros have won 8 in a row at home and will make it 9 in a row on Thursday night. Our total pick is under 8.5 runs, and here is why. For much of the season, these teams have been at opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to offensive production, with Houston leading the league in home runs and the Rangers buried in the bottom 5 in team batting average and ops. Both clubs are coming into this contest in good form, with the Rangers averaging better than 7 runs per game during their 4-game winning streak and the Astros averaging over 6 runs per game during their road trip. With that being said, the Astros rank in the top 3 in pitching, and Framber Valdez has been solid with a sub-3 ERA. Look for Texas to take a step back offensively away from the friendly confines of Wichita Stadium as they struggle to string together hits. The under is 4-0 in the Rangers' last 4 road games and 9-3 in the Astros' last 12 overall. Disclaimer: no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.